Charlie, what's up?
You day inside.
Yeah,
Inside.
Yeah, today's reaction is quite different. Yeah, I've been trying to get hold of this man for the past how many years? But right now I catch up. Today, you can't talk to Jesse. Yeah, so those who don't know Jesse, I can sing. Yeah, some time ago somebody say if I dey react, especially local this thing, I dey mention Jesse in name too much. You watch that reaction recently?
No.
And they talk say, oh, drummers where they learn song like they sing. I mention it. Somebody DM me say, I dey like you too much. I don't know. Say, gay things, I beg. You know be gay or you?
No.
Alright, so today I'm in the DrumLab. Yeah. So I'm the manager actually. This be my artist.
Manager will know they bring money.
The money go come, relax. The money will come. So today we are here to see what has been going on here for the past. Check like how many years now. You start today.
Okay, I started before. I started long before I moved in here. This is my third year for this particular space.
So officially, this will be 3 years. 3 years, simple. Charlie, you try. Nigeria University, you are doing well. Yeah. All right, so Jesse, like for how long have you been drumming?
Oh, I'd say maybe since I was 5.
Wow.
Yeah, because I recall playing in church as a then. We used to carry drums to the church and forth because, so sorry in term. You had to wake up early and all of that to be in church, to be able to set up and then play, because whoever comes first is who's playing,
that thing. So you carry the drum song?
Yeah,
Charlie,
the bass drum machine is so sad. So
it's
just been that way. So I remember growing up in an apostolic church in Nansuman. So I did apostolic. And on the music journey I had friends who were playing in other churches in the neighborhood, so like Pentecost, and I think a few other churches here and there. So we used to just meet up and then practice. That's what I'll say. But then I'd say I started when I was 5.
Okay. Charlie, you be like the apostolic church. Boys pass through. I swear, boys pass through. But it'll be good because the foundation they make it. So that's why you be heavy like that. Oh, guys, like. Oh no. You be heavy. You be heavy. I think say heavy drummers be people then get body like. You see Jesse Disu now. Now you get breast. Heavy, but Yima, Kofi Yima them and things like this. No, like you people not really big like that, but heavy. All the weight you lift. Calista say you be macho drama. Charlie.
Before. I mean.
All right, so DrumLab, like what inspired this whole?
Okay, what I'd say is, in the beginning, before nothing happened, I used to go out and then do records for people. You have to then pick up your drum kit, pick up your cymbals and everything. So I was like, why not just be home, set up my space, and then have people just come in to record when there's time, and then even myself, pack my drum kit every weekend to a studio just because I have to record maybe 1 or 2 songs. It really makes sense. It's a lot of work. You have to rearrange in the studio and then bring it back home, come and arrange, do your cabling again, your hardware, and then put cymbals here and there. It was getting out of hand, so I was like, okay, let me just get a space. So before I moved in here, it was in Dansuman at my dad's place. I had my room and then I set up, I had my mixer. I didn't even have studio monitors. It was just drum tracking. So that's what inspired this whole thing.
Okay. But I realized that you are one of the few drummers like who have been able to establish this thing, Charlie. But being a friend, I know say and that forms that to be able to do this, like looking at our system in Ghana and know all that, like and that form to be able to get this kind of drum set and this setup, your audio interface and all that, Charlie. Before we go into the whole DrumLab thing, I know that you've played with a lot of artists in Ghana. So can you tell us a few you've worked with and how the journey has been so far?
Okay, so I'd say it's been good since day one, you know. So most people know me by Francis because I used to do a lot of gigs with Francis Amo. So my boss happened to be a drummer for Soul Winners. So through him, I think I've been able to work with even Soul Winners themselves on a couple of events, and then a few artists here and there, you know, Daughters, or just a few, CC Trum, and then other artists here and there. I've done Joe, but then it was a long time. It was just like administration. It was not really a gig. I've done, and then there are most artists that I've played for on the spot. You know, when you are just around the event and then they see you and then, oh, what about my bomber me, all of those things. Yeah, so if we are saying that respect to things like that, I've done a lot of gigs with so many artists, but then official working artists that I've actually spent time with aside stage and everything, I say Francis, and then Nee, who was at my former church, Grace Chapel. So yeah, and then so when I was here and there, because I used to always be around my boss when they were rehearsing. So most of their projects that they undertook, I happened to be there. So yeah, that's just it.
He doesn't like talking. He prefers playing than talking. So before we go, there's this thing that I have noticed that you are not the whole choppy kind of person. You are more of straight to the point, the groove, heavy. Then if you go play chop too, Charlie, you the cream. Why? Like why? I feel like it be wickedness. No, it be wickedness. So like, what be your secret? What be your routine? Like, is this something that you decided now, okay, this is the kind of person I want to be, or you to be part of the people that they think say, as a drummer there, you should be all over the place in the music or not? That thing, that conversation that has been going on amongst people, especially in Ghana. I don't know why boys for Ghana they like that conversation. So I just won't try be like them for now. Then find out your take on that.
Okay, I think it's quite different if I'm playing with a band. If I'm playing with a band, maybe my church band, you won't see me do a lot of stuff, you know. And it's different, you know. I remember playing with Soul Winners back in the day. The first time I was called to do a gig with them. Most of their music doesn't require a lot of chops. It's just syncopations here and there, and then you have to be sure of where exactly it happens. You can't just play around the song like, you know, you are playing a cover or you are doing like just a drum, maybe clinic or something, you know. And then I was playing with elderly people who I looked up to when I was very, very young, like Uncle Sam, and then Mr. Abraham Lai, who's left us, and then, you know, Mr. Akufu, and then, you know, Kuku and the rest. Yeah, so it's just been that way. I mean, for me, I think every person is unique, but then you should just be sure of what you're playing, and then ask yourself that if you happen to be in the audience, let's say you're playing with a band in an event, you know, maybe in an outside space, ask yourself that if you are to be in the audience, would you yourself be able to dance to what you're playing?
Wow.
Do you get what I'm saying?
This question here, Charlie.
Yeah, so that brings the balance. It's different if we are like one the guitar and then say, okay, let's get you to do a solo. That is different. So, but if you're playing with a band, you roll. It should bring up something. Mm-hmm. It should bring up a transition. So that's why I ask myself. If I'm playing outside, I'm like, okay, so this is what we are doing. Will I be able to dance to whatever thing that is being played if I were to be in the audience? Okay. So, not to get me wrong, if I'm doing covers, covers are just a way for you, whoever is playing, to express yourself. So you're not bound to whatever thing you're playing. But it's quite different if we're playing with a band, Like when I used to play with Francis, you can't come and sit down and then we're playing and go back. Then no, it will be noisy. Anytime you play something, it's calling the whole band into another section of the song. Yeah. So that's just it. That's my opinion. I don't know for others.
Yeah,
I can't say people are louder than people. I don't like to actually criticize people because I learn from a lot of people. Today people may think you are noisy, but then tomorrow you may do something that somebody out of the same people who are complaining may like, and maybe take up whatever you played and then try to learn it. Yeah. And then what does that even speak of? Yeah. So that's just what I do. Not to really criticize anybody because we learn from a lot of people, from the young, from the old. Yeah.
Final question is, let's go back to DrumLab because that's where we are now. Mm-hmm. It has been a commercial place for a while now. Mm-hmm. So, is it always going to be just for drummers?
Because of my specialty, I didn't want to actually do most instruments apart from percussive stuff. So drums, congas, all of those other things. But then, that's been the focus. With this, I think I'm able to actually invest into what I do because I don't need a keyboard. I'm not a keyboardist, even though I can do other instruments here and there, like bass, and all of those things. But I think the focus is mainly on drums and then any other percussive instrument. Yeah. Okay. Because I've seen one or two mainstream artists here. I've seen, I think Kofi Ima has been here before. No, not yet.
It's George rather. Then Dave Jazzy, Emmanuel Labi, then the Almighty CC himself, then a lot.
They have drummers coming in. And
the short man, Callistos. Callistos. And other people come here. So guys, please, I'll put the location to this place and the business line, WhatsApp business line in the description panel below. Let's try and come here. Charlie, if I come see the drum, if I see the drum you they can't play. Oh Jesus. Oh Charlie, the drum they be you. The drum they be. Charlie, if I say if I show them the drum, if I show them the drum. Hey, the drum they be. If they can't play this thing, for how many? Small money, Pearl. We go take you small money. You can't play all these things. You see, you got 2 splash. You played 2 splash before. I beg. So guys, that's Jesse Akesin, and it has been a great time with Jesse. I don't think I'll go home. I'll stay here. So we have to do other things so that you people can just go, so that we do things. We are coming to shed and other things. But that one, the video will not come out because it go cream me. So that one, the video no will come out. So before I go, I am, and I always will be Kweku Lusha. Sometimes I work for time, then somebody they call me reaction man. I not be reaction man. You can call me Danny or Kweku Lusha. He will be playing a cover for us. We want him to play something before we go. What you go play for us? today. Just
Oh.
we don't want something African. We don't want Charlie. We don't want something very African.
We'll try and do something interesting.
Yeah. So guys, Jesse is coming to play drums for us. So Charlie, go sit behind the drum. Go sit behind the drum. Hey, Charlie, you can't play things.
Yeah, man.
Little longer than a few minutes later.